5.7 or 5.7. When written normally, you could be talking about an old 350 engine, or for more modern vehicles, a Hemi. Hey, that thing got a Hemi? But capitalize the F and the N, gun guys and bros know exactly what you're talking about.
Been shooting for a while, this tiny projectile. Range lit up with muzzle flash and report is heard for miles. Got to find a reason for this gun. Got to find a reason for my effing 5.7.
The FN Herstal 5.7, a pistol almost on the same mythical plane as Die Hard's Glock 7. While this gun actually exists and the Glock 7 never did, some of the hyperbole about the 5.7 by 28mm round has made it a target of gun control groups. And even some members of Congress tried to get this round banned. In the late 1980s, NATO, yes, NATO, the same organization whose standardization agreement forced our military to replace Grandpa's 45 with a 9mm gun designed in the country that gave us the Fiat. NATO requested a new cartridge to replace the ubiquitous 9x19 round, as well as two types of personal defense weapons to chamber the round, a shoulder-fired and a handheld weapon. This basically wanted something that outperformed the 9mm and wanted both weapons to be concealable, light, and high capacity. FN Herstal responded with the 5.7 by 28mm cartridge and the P90 personal defense weapon. This cartridge was slightly changed in 1993 to shorten it to fit the pistol under development. This pistol, of course, was the 5.7. After the bugs were worked out throughout the 1990s, and even entering service with Greek Special Forces, it was time for NATO trials. The cartridge went up against a 4.6 by 30mm cartridge developed by Heckler and Koch. The US, UK, Canada, and France thought FN's cartridge vastly superior to H&K's, but the German delegation rejected the recommendation, which halted standardization indefinitely. Still, many militaries and law enforcement, including the U.S. Secret Service, purchased these weapons. At first, FN restricted sales to military and law enforcement. In 2004, FN started to sell to civilian shooters with sporting ammunition. This still alarmed gun control groups who called this gun the cop killer. Now we have to go back to 2004 in the gun control debate. The so-called assault weapons ban had just sunset and was not renewed. With the exception of magazine capacity limitations, the only real effect were cosmetic changes to guns. Still, the assault weapons ban and the Brady bill were the Brady campaign's crowning achievement, so they were going to lash out at anything new to the market, even though you can buy other extreme penetrator versions of other calibers that will not only go through Kevlar, but lower levels of body armor and bulletproof glass. Most of the Brady campaign had the same mentality towards guns as religious soccer moms in the 1980s had toward heavy metal music. Putting a 5.7 in the hands of a normal person is just as likely to make him a cop killer as listening to Ozzy Osbourne would lead you to commit suicide. And just as the PMRC led to increased sales of heavy metal music, the Brady campaign's hatred of this pistol led to its demand. Hell, I didn't know I wanted one until I read an article from one of those "I support the Second Amendment, but" type people saying nobody should own this gun. And in reality, this pistol presents little advantage over pistols that shoot more conventional rounds. First of all, you need to be prepared to carry a full-size pistol. Because of this round, I expected a smaller pistol, but it's the same size as a Glock 17 or Beretta M9 and doesn't really lend itself to compact versions due to the length of the cartridge. And you really can't shorten the barrel because what gives this cartridge similar muzzle energy as the 9mm is speed. Most of the numbers you see for the 5.7 by 28mm cartridges are from the 10-inch P90 barrel, so you already lose 20% of your velocity going to the 4.8-inch barrel of the 5.7. You shorten the barrel anymore, you might as well shoot a 22 Win Mag. One supposed advantage is capacity, but since this is already a full-size pistol, you can get a SIG P226 that has the same capacity with 9mm, and the ammo is much cheaper. The only real advantage is less recoil when shooting, which does make for better accuracy on close targets. So really, the 5.7 is a collector or novelty thing. And what kind of person buys the 5.7? First is the kind of person I alluded to earlier. I want this gun because people tell me I can't have it. I will show Mom, Dad, and Pastor Lewis when I listen to this Megadeth album. The other person is the bro. No gun personifies as a bro like the 5.7. Popping the extended 30-round magazine, well, that's like putting a third scoop into your protein shake. Third scoop. Hey bro, do you even third scoop? Do you even lift? Also like the bro who lifts for looks, while he may gain strength, it doesn't translate into functional strength. Now that was some master's level kinesiology right there. You may be able to bench 150 pounds more than your old man, but when you go home and there's a flat tire in the old 1-ton truck where the wheels haven't been removed since the assault weapons ban, and you try to break the lug nuts loose, but have no luck. Your dad, on the other hand, gives it a try and is successful with every single one because old man strength. The 5.7 may shoot a fancy round with a high-capacity magazine, but at the end of the day, when you need to make that one shot count, you'd much rather have a well-balanced, over-century-old design in your hand that shoots a big, slow round. It is FN. It is 5.7. Shoots a small and speedy round. There were no jokes about Hot Brown.